Welcome back. John and Kendra Smiley joining us as they do every week. And today's question is I think it's going to be pretty popular.
Okay.
People have a lot of questions about this. All right, the question is, I just became a mother-in-law and I want to do it right. What do I need to know?
Well, first let me read a little statistic to you. This is from a book called Understandable Statistics, Concepts and Methods. Sociologists say that 90% of married women claim that their husband's mother is the biggest bone of contention in their marriages.
Wow!
I know.
Biggest in their marriage?
90% too, yeah.
Whoa!
I shared that statistic with a gentleman who'd been married less than 5 years, and he said, shame on mom-in-law and shame on daughter-in-law. Good point. But I really, hats off to this mom who has said, I want to do it right. So I think the onus really does lie with the elder, with the mother-in-law.
Right, and I think probably one of the biggest reason is the mom is the main female, obviously, in the son's life, and then when the son gets married, she gets replaced. And it's an interesting thing because you would think the same thing with dads and daughters, but men and women are different, and that displacement is not the same. The displacement with mom and son is a much bigger thing than with a daughter and a dad. I think there's an old saying that goes, a son's a son till he takes a wife, a daughter's a daughter the rest of her life. And basically that applies in this situation. And so the question that we have here this morning is a very pertinent question.
Right, and I've got a list of things for this mother-in-law. We took some time and brainstormed. Number one, seek to serve. Ask, what can I bring? How can I help you? And if the daughter-in-law says, oh, nothing, then don't do anything. Don't do anything. Too many times mother-in-laws still bring that casserole, and it can make the daughter-in-law feel like, oh, I'm inadequate. I don't make as good a casserole. Okay, number one. Number two, give compliments and not commentary. You know, you did a great job on this. They have to be honest. If she didn't do a great job, find something else. Be honest with your comments. Don't say, why do you keep your spices over here? Why don't you keep them over here? It'd be so much more efficient. No commentary, just compliments. Number three, offer no helpful hints about homemaking, housekeeping, or parenting unless you are asked, and then tread very, very softly.
I think that's key, unless you are asked.
That's right, that's huge.
We have lots of mother-in-laws who buy our books and then say, I don't know, what do you think about these people? Because then that maybe suggestion about parenting isn't coming from them. Number four, and this one my mom didn't do very well at, no command performances. In other words, if you've always been the person that hosted Christmas on Christmas Eve, it doesn't have to be on Christmas Eve. Be flexible. Your kids now have two sets of parents that they are dealing with.
And so many times I feel like maybe the couple is in between, you know, you're trying to go between the two families.
Exactly. We have a younger couple that's a good friend of ours. They used to have a color-coded list so that they spend just as much time. That's silly. You know, don't demand that. That just makes people upset, and it doesn't keep you on their good list.
And finally, Kate, what we want to do is be a blessing.
Right.
In both situations, I think daughter-in-law wants to be a blessing, mother-in-law wants to be a blessing, but again, the mother-in-law, I think, takes the main responsibility here. For goodness sake, you know, you're older and you should be the one that looks at this and tries to fit in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Great advice as always. This is a great topic. All right, if you have a question for the Smileys, make sure you send it over to their website, parentinglikeapro.com. New website, pretty excited about that. And if we answer it on the air, you'll get a free copy of one of their books. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kate.